My dad gave my company to my brother, so I joined their biggest client and watched everything collapse. I built my logistics company from a storage unit that smelled like rust and old paint. Ramen for dinner every night, sleeping on a cot in the corner, working until 3 a.m. on a dying laptop. That was my life for 2 years straight. My dad would drop by sometimes, shake his head, and say, "Nathan, get a real job." But when revenue hit 7 figures, suddenly he's introducing me as my son, the entrepreneur. That should have been my first red flag. "Bring Kyle aboard," he said over lunch one day. "Your brother needs direction, and you two would make a great team." Kyle was my older brother, the golden child. All charisma, zero work ethic. I hired him against my gut because family, right? Big mistake. Kyle showed up in designer suits, took clients golfing, made promises we couldn't keep. He'd miss meetings, forget critical details, then take credit for deals I closed. But dad ate it up. "See, your brother's really turning things around. You two are perfect together." I was working 16-hour days while Kyle posted motivational quotes on Instagram about our company. The resentment was building, but I kept quiet. I thought if I just worked harder, proved myself more, dad would finally see the truth. Then came the family meeting that changed everything. Dad sat me down with Kyle and mom. "We need to formalize leadership," he said. "Kyle should be co-CEO, equal ownership." I stared at him like he'd grown a second head. "Equal ownership? Of the company I started in a storage unit? This isn't about ego, Nathan. It's about family, about legacy." Kyle leaned back with this smug smile. "We're partners, bro. I'm the people person. You're the tech guy. We need each other." I should have walked right then, but I didn't. I stayed and watched everything crumble. Within 6 months, Kyle tanked a major deal by negotiating terms we couldn't sustain just to make himself look like a hero. Our biggest client, worth 40% of our revenue, terminated their contract. "Leadership instability," they said. I showed dad the emails proving Kyle's incompetence. He waved me off. "You're being territorial. Let Kyle run things. You need to step back." 2 weeks later, dad called another meeting. But this one wasn't at the house, it was at my office. With press, with investors, with our entire team watching. He stood at the podium and announced, "Effective today, leadership transitions fully to Kyle Harrison, our new CEO. Nathan will be stepping down to pursue other interests." The room went silent. I felt my legs go numb. "You'll understand someday," he said, looking right at me. I walked out past the cameras, past the handshakes, past my brother's victory smile. I got in my car and just drove until I ran out of road. Turns out, they'd been planning it for months. During corporate restructuring, they'd diluted my shares. I still owned a small piece, not enough to control anything. They stole my company in slow motion, and I'd signed the papers without realizing. The next 6 months were the darkest of my life. Savings gone, tiny apartment, couldn't sleep, couldn't eat. I'd wake up at 3 a.m. with my heart pounding, replaying that announcement over and over. But here's the thing about rock bottom once you're there. The only direction is up. An old client reached out, someone who'd left Apex Logics after the management change. "I don't care who's CEO," he said. "You were the one who made things work." That one consulting gig became 2, then 5. Then I had an office. I called it Stratos Consulting. Within a year, I had a team. Real people who believed in the work, not the ego. We were lean, focused, and we delivered results. Then I got the email that changed everything. Their biggest client, the national retail chain that put Apex Logics on the map, reached out directly. "We're restructuring after several issues with Apex. We want to work with you." I took the meeting, signed the contract. That deal doubled my company overnight. Word spread fast. Other Apex clients started calling. "Everything's fallen apart since you left. Can you help us?" I didn't have to steal their business. They gave it to me willingly. Meanwhile, Apex Logics was bleeding out. The government brought me in as an outside consultant to assess what went wrong. I sat in that conference room, looking at the systems I'd built, now butchered beyond recognition by Kyle's modifications. These failures stem from unauthorized changes. I told the oversight board, whoever approved these didn't understand the architecture. The system cannot be salvaged under current leadership. The report went public. Investors panicked. Contracts got canceled. Within a month, Apex Logics announced bankruptcy. Dad called me once during the collapse. "We could use your help. Maybe merge our companies." "You didn't want family when you gave away my company," I said, and hung up.